Hey everyone, my name is Erik and I play bass. Back in 2017, I did my first ever gig using only the Line 6 Helix LT with my Darkglass M900 amp, mainly serving as a power amp for my stage sound. Since then, I've used quite a few different setups and pedal boards, both purely digital as well as hybrid ones, but the main brains of my live setup has since 2017 been completely digital. I have, because of this, done pretty much every error and mistake that there is to do. And seeing as modelers such as the Line 6 Helix, the Fractal Axe-Fx and the Neural DSP Quad Cortex are finding their way to more and more bass players out there, I figured I'd share my top 5 tips for you when you're switching to a digital platform. Before we get started, I would like to give a huge shout out to Mr. John Willis and his page Dr. Tone's Helix Lab. John is a true master when it comes to crafting great bass tones for especially the Line 6 Helix, and I've learned so much from his discoveries over the years. If you are a Helix user, I highly suggest that you head over and check his page out, as it's loaded with great and free presets for you. The link to John's page is in the video description down below. And with that being said, let's get to the list. Number 1. Know what your preset is for. When you are spending hours upon hours creating a preset for yourself, make sure that you mix check your presets in the correct context. Before you lose yourself in trying out different distortion pedals and whatnot, you need to ask yourself if the preset is meant to mainly translate well in the studio or live on a loud stage. If the latter is the case, hook your digital unit up to your full rig, or if possible to a loud PA and tweak out your preset there. When it comes to live tones, us bass players are particularly susceptible to a physical phenomenon known as the Fletcher-Munson curve. Very easily explained, the Fletcher-Munson curve makes our ears perceive the lows and highs of a tone to be louder than the mids as the volume increases. So having prominent mids in your tone not only sounds better, in my humble opinion, it also saves your tone from going unheard. Also make sure that you know what components make up your preset so that you can adjust it properly on the spot at a gig or a soundcheck. No one wants to see a bass player bend over the gear for like 20 minutes at the soundcheck looking for why he or she can't produce an audible sound from their $2,000 unit. Number 2. Know your gear. Knowing your gear means that you need to know your unit, be it a headrush, a Kemper, or an Axe-Fx. You need to know your monitoring setup, be it headphones, monitors. You need to know your monitoring setup, be it headphones, monitors, or a full rig. And last but not least, you need to know your own ears and their caveats. When you begin to tip your toes in the digital unit, don't just stay with the bass exclusive amps and effects. Make sure that you try out the ones intended for guitar as well. For instance, Mr. John Willis has proven time and time again that there are a myriad of hidden bass gems in the guitar department of the Line 6 Helix. When you are spending hours upon hours with your brand new bass preset and you start to feel pretty good about yourself, make sure that you compare your new preset to previous and existing ones that you know for a fact work. And do that through the same monitoring setup. Maybe, just maybe, you have now gone down a rabbit hole chasing something that you thought sounded good just because your ears got tired. Ear fatigue is a real problem when you're dialing in tones, especially if you're using headphones, and taking a 5 to 10 minute break ever so often will not only save you time and your sanity in the long run, it might also save your hearing. Keep in mind that headphones lie, as many recording engineers will tell you, and a preset that seems to have too much wet tone in your headphones might turn out not to have enough when you're playing through your full rig. Number 3. Know where and when to cut. A common complaint from those still in the completely analog world is that digital units sound, well, exactly that. Digital. The digital full range can sound weird compared to the actually pretty limited frequency response of an actual amp. This is a huge part in why something sounds digital, as every frequency is pretty much represented in that unit. Adding a high cut at around 1900 Hz and a low cut at around 65 Hz is something that I do pretty much right away when I'm dialing in a tone for live use. Not only will that help you fight the Fletcher-Munson curve, as I mentioned in tip number 1, it will also bring your tones somewhat closer to the real world, in my humble opinion. Number 4. Put your money where your mouth is. The market for presets and impulse responses is growing bigger and bigger with every day, and there is a lot of great stuff out there, but there is also quite a bit of crap. If you intend on going straight to the front of house with your units, then buy yourself some quality IRs. Buying presets is a slippery slope, and chances are that you will end up with something that sounds pretty mediocre at best because the creator insisted on doing lots of post-production magic in his or her YouTube demo of the preset. And no matter what they say, a lot of your tone is in your hands and in your style of playing, and not to forget the bass itself. Seeing as you probably don't have the exact same instrument as the preset maker, chances are that you will end up disappointed when you're spending your hard-earned dough on a bunch of presets. With that being said, dissecting someone else's presets is always a good starting point and a chance to learn something for yourself. But don't settle with that. You need to make the preset work for you, and that means spending some time with them. Number 5. There are no rules. There are no rules regarding what you can and can't do in the digital world, so experiment. The only limits are your imagination and the available CPU, of course. If it's good, it's good. For example, running a preset that ends with an IR into an actual physical amp and cabinet is not forbidden or dangerous in any way, and placing an amp block after the cabinet block might just be the thing that you're looking for. With that being said, most things in the signal flow of a digital unit actually follow the laws of sound and nature to some extent, but that doesn't mean that you have to go like compressor, amp, cabinet in your unit. Move things around and see where it takes you. Like I said, if it's good, it's good. Just make sure that you get a second opinion from your band members at rehearsal before you're going on stage with a preset that consists of 5 distortion pedals and nothing more. So there you have it, those are my top 5 tips for you when you're going digital with your bass. If you feel that there is something that I left out in this list, make sure to leave it down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, and feel free to share this video with your friends and or enemies if you like. My name is Erik and I play bass, and I'll see you guys and gals and cats and dogs in the next video. Until next time, take care. Bye!